So I was asked by Phil what were the key attributes for an ocean racing crew. And I would say that apart from the balance of skills, I would say there needs to be an ability to remain focused and a drive for performance, looking for small incremental steps of continuous improvement and consistency. I would also just add to that the ability to be open minded and willing to receive feedback. Another question I've been asked, and I apologise because I don't know who this came from, but it was with regards to gaining confidence as a helm and taking a boat out with a crew when you're the helm. Now, in all aspects of what you do, confidence is all about experience, and you can only gain it by doing it. So the more you do, the more experience you'll get and the more confidence you will have. When you take a crew out with you, make sure they're supportive of what you're trying to achieve and don't fall into the trap that so many do. If you're helming, your job is to drive the boat and concentrate. Someone else needs to take on the role of being the crew boss and coordinating everyone else's movements. If you're distracted when helming, you're not able to drive the boat very fast. This is really important when racing and a mistake that is commonly made. Good luck. Dan from Cardiff asked if I had a preference between crewed sailing and single-handed sailing. And I consider myself pretty lucky because I've had the experience of both formats to a pretty high level. And I can completely see the benefits of both. I absolutely love it when you're solo sailing and everything is your responsibility. There's no one to blame. There's nowhere to hide. Everything happens as a direct consequence of your actions. And I like that pressure and that challenge. And I think when I look now at the crewed racing, I really like the intensity. Even if you're resting, there's people on deck still pushing at 100%. And that intensity is 100% all of the time. And I love that. And in a team environment, you can see the growth each day as you learn from each other, you push each other, and you strive to get better and better each day. And I genuinely love that too now. So no preference for me anymore. So we had a couple more questions come in on Facebook. And the first of those questions was from Momo Pino, asking what route I would recommend to get more experience and do more open ocean sailing. And all I can say is if you don't ask, you don't get. You really have to put your name out there and let people know you're interested. Ask at yacht clubs. There's also a lot of charities that do a lot of sailing, and they're always looking for volunteers to help take people sailing. But I would say that this is all possible if you get your qualifications. So don't underestimate recognised qualifications. And that just kind of gives you your ticket to go out there and get the experience that you need. And just keep asking, knocking on doors, and eventually you'll get that break that you need. Opportunities are scarce in our industry, so it's really important that we try and help support each other and help make them happen. The other question came in from Luis Santos, and he asked how I feel after I complete a campaign and what it's like to rejoin the rest of the world. And it's interesting. At the end of a campaign, I'm pretty sad that the sailing's finished. Also, you spent such an intense amount of time with a lot of the same people that have gone through this journey with you, that it's really sad to say goodbye to them at the end of the day. But equally, you underestimate how tired you are mentally and physically from putting everything you've got into the campaign that goes on for some time. And you really need to allow your body and your brain and just everything that time to recover and recuperate. So you appreciate those things that you haven't seen because you're always working away from home. So friends, family, loved ones, spending time and relaxing and just letting your body recover and realizing how precious that time is with loved ones, because we know in our sport of ocean sailing and ocean racing that not everybody gets to come home. So we're lucky to go and do what we do, but we're kind of pushing the envelope all the time. So appreciate those moments when you've got them. Richard from London asked me what's the best piece of advice a fellow sailor has given me. And it brought back two memories. One was really funny. On my Vendée Globe in 2008, we were all charging down the Atlantic South. about to head into the Southern Ocean, and I had an email from the French sailor Michel Desjoyaux, who actually went on to win that year. And in his email, he said to me, "Don't forget to turn left." So my reputation from my previous 2 circumnavigations, having sailed the wrong way around the world, was well known, and that did make me smile. I was just excited that he knew who I was and that he'd sent me an email. But the piece of advice that actually sticks in my mind was from Mike Golding, British sailor who gave me my first job in the industry. And he said to me, "Don't be afraid to put the big sails back up, because it's very easy when a storm's approaching or bad weather's approaching to reduce sail and prepare for the worst. But it's really hard to step up and put the bigger sails back up again afterwards as you come out the other side. And if you can be one of the first people to do that, then that's where you'll make the gains." And that's been in the back of my mind ever since.